Namaste Guruji. There is a saying, no, yat pinde tat brahmande. The same concept, yeah?
Same thing. Same.
Okay. So just our body, our skin is separating the thing. Okay. And that sarupaha is samanam rupam eshamte bahuvrihiya.
Correct. Samanam rupam yesham te sarupaha.
Okay.
Not saha brahmi. Not saha. Saha also
No,
can.
this is not that I know. That is why I asked you. Normally, saha bahuvrihi nanchirudu. It is not that. Samanam rupam eshante. That is why I asked.
Very good.
That is why I asked. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Yeah, Vaidyaji, go ahead.
Kumarji, the Sushira Beda, you can look at it as an incidental difference. Like Sushira itself means hollow, you said, right? Hollow. Did you say that?
Hollow, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like an incidental difference. So that's why he gave that example. All the pots are all circular. So the pot spaces, they're all like, there can be 10,000 pots, but the spaces are all like as though they are different, but they're not really different.
Correct. Sushira Vedaha. Incident. So that's correct.
Incident.
Not
okay.
Not essential. It is incidental. Yeah.
Sushira is whole, no? Sushira is whole. H-O-L-E, whole.
H-O-L-E.
Yeah. Whole is, that's what I said. Pierced, whole, all those meanings are there. Not intrinsic. Ityartaha. Yeah. Good. Hari Om. Okay. All right. We'll pause with that.
I have a question, quick question. Quick question, sorry about that. So the first reference you gave, Bhagavad Gita, for the Vispullinga, what was that? Which chapter? I couldn't.
13:17. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu
No,
vibhaktam.
not that. In the very beginning when we started, you...
Damsi samidhognihi. Yathaidamsi. Look for Yathaidamsi. It is which chapter? Somebody said, Satish ji was saying which chapter? Fifth.
I'll check and let.
Okay. Yathaidamsi. Okay.
The other one is 13:16.
16 it is actually.
Avibhaktancha bhuteshu, 13:16.
If you don't include the one question that is added, then it becomes 13:16, I think.
Okay.
But 16 is a very, seems to be very good number in Bhagavad Gita. Because there are many, that's why I remember it as 16, excluding that number 1 of 13. Because 16 seems to be because starting from second chapter, there are many 16s which are very, very important slokas. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, starting from there. So that's why 16.
Nasato, okay, 16. Yeah, second chapter is difficult. There will be a tough fight between which shloka is good and all that. Tough. It will. Good.
It is included in the essential slokas of Puja Swamiji, Nasato.
Yeah.
437 Guruji. Yathaidhamsi samidhogni. 437.
4.37. Okay. So Yathaidamsi samidhognihi basmatat kurute tata, then kurute tata
Agni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute tatha.
Yeah, Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute tatha. Good.
I had one question, Guruji. The basic fundamental, what we said, ahankara, ajnanam, no? That is the first upadhi, right? We can call it from there, the upadhi starts, right? So, in order to understand this also, you need a upadhi only. Otherwise, everything, buddhi upadhi only can understand this, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything. At the minute, anything other than Brahma has a upadhi. Nirgunam Brahma is there. Nirupadika Brahma. That also we say Nirupadika. Everything else is Sopadika. Sopadika. Therefore, you can never be away from an upadhi. Only thing you can do is understand that something is an upadhi. And for that, a buddhi upadhi, of course, is needed.
So when the shlokas say buddhi paryavatishtate and all, it means this. It is clear in the buddhi. Is it that?
Correct. Correct.
Hmm.
Yeah, of course. The clinching point here is understanding the object as an upadhi. That's the clinching point. And mithya, therefore mithya, connected to mithya. Connected to mithya. Once you understand mithya, then we understand everything is an upadhi. Because if everything is Brahma, sarvam khalu idam Brahma, then why differences if you ask? Then you have to bring in upadhi. Everything, very unique thing is there. Everything has a form and a function and a name. And it works very well in Vyavahara. Works very well. Without that, there is no Vyavahara. Vyavahara is not possible. Without Upadhi and without Namarupa.
You can also look at Upadhi as something which limits the overall capability. Like when you say a pot is an Upadhi for clay, all the properties of the clay are limited to the properties of the pot.
There are no properties for clay, no?
See.
This Atma doesn't have any attributes, right?
You have to be careful what you mean by limiting. Okay.
Constraining, yeah. Like
What exactly are you limiting? In our example, Brahman has no properties. And suddenly you introduce properties.
Yes.
Okay, so it's a reverse process.
So what I am saying is space is everywhere. Now you are saying that this is a room. That means you are now restricting that all pervasiveness of space to just a room.
Okay.
So you are limiting the capability of the space from all pervasiveness to just to a dimension.
Yeah, limiting. Yeah. Parichinna. It's a Sushira Bheda Parichinna. So Parichinna, correct. You are limiting. That way you are limiting.
So every
the infinite is made finite.
Correct. Infinite is converted to finite. Correct. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Going by that
I
mind
think it's, and
example of
also we have to recognize that without that finite this thing, you cannot create. Creation is not possible, right?
Correct. So, Kartrutvam is required, which requires a buddhi.
And one more question I had, Guruji. In dream, we don't have Kartrutvam of, only the experiencer is there. The doer is not there, right? No free will, right?
Free will cannot be there in dream, correct. There is a copy of a free will. There's a guy inside the dream what about the free will for that person? Not for the sleeper. For the sleeping person, there is no free will. Okay. But what about the people in the dream? Do they have free will or not?
It looks as though it is automated, programmed, because maybe the person, when he gets up, he feels that he didn't have a free will, but inside I am not sure about it, because it looks as though it is programmed.
Okay, so the person, the dreamer who is dreaming himself, he has a body in the dream. That is one thing. What about the other people in the dream, other than this person? Do they have free will?
Yes, action is happening.
Action is happening.
So I assume maybe.
Action is happening very much.
With respect to dream, yes, they have.
But the dream itself is a projection of this person only. So those people cannot have different free will than this person. The created from the creator.
No, but it doesn't look like that, no? It looks as though each one has their own action.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a replay. It's a replay of something. It's a replay does not require free will. Okay, replay does not require free will. But yeah, some action is happening. And so some type of will is there. They seem to have some will. At least they're not complaining. They're not saying I'm absolutely helpless. What happened to my free will? God, you took away my free will. Nobody's saying like that. Everybody's happy there. Only when dog is chasing, there's a problem. But otherwise, everybody is happy. And so I think there is a copy of some kind of a free will is there. Must be there, I think.
Is there reasoning there? I was just thinking, buddhi. Is there reasoning? Like a dog is chasing, the person runs, so he needs to reason that I have to run to save myself, right?
Right. Correct.
So the instinctual reasoning, like for animals, should be, I was thinking the reasoning what a human being has with the buddhi, that kind of reasoning is not there. Maybe the instinct intelligence is there.
So that's why I said, see, what happens in the dream to people is what you would do if you were those people. Just think about it like that. Or if you know the person, it is what you think that the person will do, or what you have seen the person doing in those situations. Something like that it has to be.
So it's
Something like that. Otherwise, what happens? It is like a multi-processing computer. So many computers must be working parallelly. No, that's not possible. So many computers cannot, already in waking state itself is not possible. Dream state, that is not possible at all. So many buddhis are operating. That is impossible. So many buddhis cannot operate independently like the waking state buddhi. No, it's not possible. So it is some other process. It's
your own screenplay and direction.
It is just a magic that is going on. Just pure screenplay only it is. Replay. Some replay is going on there.
So everything is a superimposition there also when I see. What has happened before a superimposition, conditioning? Again in the dream also it is replaying. Something like that?
Yeah, it is a superimposition. Of what on what? Of everything I see, all the activity, all the images, all the colors, everything I see in the dream is a superimposition on the self, on the mind, let's say. On the mind. Mind has that capacity to just project like that. in waking state also we project. It is not like waking state that the capacity is not there. It's always there. It's operating. But but in dream, that is only capacity that is there. Everything else is gone. Free will is gone and senses are gone. Except mind, all senses are gone. Therefore, that we appreciate our capacity to superimpose only when we appreciate dream. That shows in the waking state also, I will be doing it without my knowledge. Can we say that?
I was just thinking, you spoke about Purusha Tantra and Vastu Tantra. In dream, Purusha Tantra is there. Vastu Tantra, I understand because I recognize things. Is I can do, I cannot do, and I can do differently there in dream?
Free will is not there. It is an as though free will. As though free will. An appearance of a free will. Appearance of a free will is there. That is why sometimes you feel like I'm not able to run. I'm not able to run. I'm not able to run. Dog is chasing. Why I'm not able to run? Why? Sometimes you get that feeling also. Inability to do something when you really should be doing it. So that means the free will, sometimes it's a vitiated free will. Pratibandhaka kartrutvam is there. Kartrutvam is not there, but it's some copy is there. Copycat kartrutvam is there. I think those who analyze the dream, we should ask them. They may have some good theories on this. I've not seen any. Shankara doesn't, maybe talk somewhere, but I've not come across about the analysis of the dream. Maybe one sentence, one paragraph, somewhere it will be there. Casually they will say and walk away. And if I come across, I'll let you know. But
the dream and waking both are actually has been said one and the same. And the dream, let's say when a tiger is after me, all sweating happens in my dream. And if there's a tree, I try to climb the tree. The moment I get up, then everything is gone. Oh, my heart rate stops, not like running during the dream. This in conjunction with how Gaudapacharya talks about dream, and there are so many logic to say that both are same. And in the waking state, it is also as though, comparing between science and like deterministic model and whatever Vedanta talks about. Yes, it seems to be a free will, but when you talk about deterministic model, then we can deny that. So at the end, they may say, because of this argument has always been there, like the free will argument. So at the end, somebody can say that it's as though we have the free will. Then the moment we realize the reality, then it becomes a freedom from the free will. So we come from sort of freedom, but then as jiva, I have as though free will, which is converted back to the freedom the moment I realize Brahman. So that's at the end one can say that concept, because of when you compare the difference between deterministic versus the free will capacity.
Yeah.
Going by the Vyavaharika, then like examples, in fact, you also mentioned sometime back the court, the loss of humans. So I just killed him because I have a free will. Nobody accept that. So so there is you can't accept like that. So law is law. That's an example where this free will part can negate.
Sorry, what example was it?
No, in the law, suppose if I say that yes, I mean, I have the free will to do anything. I did this, so you cannot punish me.
But your free will should not affect others' free will, no?
Yeah.
That is also there.
So Guruji, one question, can we look at Srishti as basically meaning creating of upadhis?
Sorry, can we look at Srishti and what?
Srishti is basically creating upadhis. Creation of an upadhi is Srishti.
That is what it is. Yeah. Maximum, that's what it is. That is what Srishti is. Upadhi Jananam, maximum. They won't even use Jananam.
And we use the same upadhi to point out to the Brahman. Like when Miraji talked about upadhi at that level, it's the mind senses which are mainly used for again pointing back to that. So they are so like Pratibodha Viditam Matam is what it's the mantra indirectly talks about that. So upadhis seems to be very important through which we actually.
Uddalaka teaches Swetaketu. And then he concludes, he gives the example of pot and all. And then he says, what does he say? Vacharam bhanam vikaro namadeyam mritiketyeva satyam tattvamasi Swetaketo. So, vacharam bhanam vikaro namadeyam. So, this name and form, what you created is a form. You did not create clay, obviously, but you created a form, all right. Some effort is required to create a form. And vakarambanam vikaro, vacharambanam vikaro namadheyam. And this vacham, this word you create, you call it pot, ghataha, you say. That ghataha is what? It's a way of saying. It came from your throat. It is a utpatti of the Vagindriyam. So vacharam manam vikaro namadheyam mrittiketyeva satyam. Pot and all you say it is mithya. Only truth is clay. Like that he says. So yeah, vakarambhanam he says. So upadhi, which is nama rupa krita, right? He said here, nama rupa krita. So name and form. That's all it is. That is creation. Vikaraha. So there vikaraha, creation. Now, vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam. In name only it is. Namadheyam mritiketyeva satyam. In name and form only it is. Every creation is in name and form only. So, in various places like that, you see.
Even in Buddhism, it talks from there only. There are 12 links which talks about avidya pakshaya sankara, sankara pakshaya vijnana, vijnana pakshaya namarupa. So that's where it starts. So namarupa, that's when it starts and goes to the remaining links. How it can be, it's a circle. How finally the conscious abhav becoming back to again avidya. So there are 12 links actually in Buddhism.
Okay.
Namarupa Pakshaya Sadaitan. So all 6 are Sadaitan Pakshaya Pas, like sensation. Pasu Pakshaya Vedana, sensation. Vedana Pakshaya Tanaha, Tanaha Pakshaya. It's like clinging, then it becomes clinging. Then it becomes bhav. Bhav becomes dukkha, death, all these things. Yeah. So these are the 12 links. So Namarupa is in the beginning itself. Yeah.
In the beginning itself, it is there.
Yeah, because that's where Vijnana Pakshaya Namarupa. So
Right.
that the continuous flow of the consciousness within the consciousness which is close to science consciousness, not Vedanta consciousness, which is part of 5 aggregates. So that moves on, then it becomes again Rupa, Namarupa.
Good.
Yeah.
So they also recognize that same thing, Namarupa. Good. Yeah, Vaidya, you raised your hand just now? Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I did. I mean, maybe we should, in interest of time, this can hold it to the next time, but we can talk about it next week. I just want to bring it up in the sense that besides the creation of upadhis, jivas are already there. They are not created, right? Jivas are there, anadi. From anadi, they are there. So they also get associated with these upadhis, right?
Absolutely. That association is what is called samsara.
Yeah. So that's a part also we need to talk about.
Not just associated. I take it as real, absolutely real.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So it's not just but it's just upadhi creation, no problem.
Not a passing association. It is not a passing association. In acquaintance, they say. Acquaintance means what? Okay, yeah, I know him. He's in the community somewhere. He's there somewhere. When I go for a walk, I see him periodically and say hi, So yeah. That's it.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you. Pause with that. Vaidya, this I got a message from Surya yesterday. For others, Surya is the good friend, a common friend from Houston. And he sends a message saying, JK, I've been following your Kaivalya Upanishad classes with a lot of interest. So this Surya and I maybe communicate on these topics, and he's good with all this Western ideas of philosophy. He's very good at. So sometimes he's my sounding board on certain things. All this existentialism and this and that, he knows all these things very well.
Right.
So he sends this message and he sends this table that we produced. I said, Surya, this is so touching. I didn't know all these things that you were doing in the back. I'll forward that to the group.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
This weekend I may meet him for a marriage, so I'll ask him.
Yeah, please. I mean, we rarely talk on the phone. It is all on WhatsApp. Only when he comes to India, maybe I spoke to him once, but otherwise. Good. Yeah, definitely. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalashahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.